Anger and mallets, they don't go well together. All right, back in the shop here, and a little slow going. Had the flu this last week or something, whatever it was, it sucked. But I'm back in the shop, trying to get the rest of this frame stripped down so that we can maybe get this thing powder coated. Right now, I'm working on removing the steering stem races. And supposedly there's a tool to make that easier. I don't have it. And so I've been beating the snot out of it with the screwdriver and a mallet. So yeah, let's let's see if I can get this out. So just a thought, I'm getting nowhere with this, and I'm getting angry, and anger and mallets, they don't go well together. That really hurt. Ow. Tech tip. All right, teardown update. Just trying to clean up last few parts, getting bearings out. Here's our mess. Kind of got hung up a little bit on removing. Show you down here. On the steering stem, the bearing races. I'm gonna have to buy a tool, I think, because using a chisel and a mallet was not working, and I'm pretty sure kind of getting over really nasty bug, not firing on all cylinders right now. But yeah, I could not get those races out. I beat the snot out of the races. Unfortunately, I think I beat the snot out of the frame on the inside too, because I wasn't being careful. And most tragically, beat the snot out of my thumb. Really glad Big Man isn't working in the shop with me today, because I'm pretty sure he would have learned some new words, because that really hurt. Anyways, so I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this. Not really sure what to do. Get on the YouTubes. Clearly somebody has made a tool for this. They have to have made a tool for this, because that job sucks. All right, we're back with another attempt at removing the races from the steering head here. Yesterday I was out here trying the old chisel / flathead screwdriver and the BFH to get that out, and I got a little angry and then Hulk smashed with the hammer on my thumb. Super fun, and realized there's got to be a better way. So took a trip out to Rocky Mountain ATV. Don't think they know that I'm giving them a shout out here, but also not paid or sponsored by them. So anyways, picked up this Motion Pro steering head race puller. So I'm going to open this up, kind of try and figure this out, and then we'll jump back into the video and maybe go through how I got these races out. So, all right, here we go. All right, so we put that on a little time warp thing or whatever to get the first race out. We'll do a regular video to show you the other side, but first, so here's the race that gave me all sorts of issues, and this is going to sound pretty basic, like if you're a seasoned dirt bike mechanic, but I am not, so I'm learning a bunch of stuff. But as you can see right here, here's the shelf that race sits in. But it's not a consistent, you know, inner diameter all the way through, and there's an opposing shelf on that other side. And so as you're getting this tool in there, and I'll show you as I set it up the next time, you're trying to get it to just grab, you know, the outer lip there without grabbing this here. And you can't tell from this surface here, because this looks really good. But yesterday when I was meleeing on this, at one point I had missed just that little edge right there, and I'd caught part of the aluminum in here and created a gouge, which was making it even harder for me to figure out how to get that placed. So this was super cool. It worked really good. And again, we'll get the video going in just, you know, regular time and show how this works. But I wished I would have just foregone working on the bike yesterday and just went and grabbed this, because this was cool. It's like $60-something or whatever at Rocky Mountain ATV. Yeah, worth the money. So, all right, let's get to the other side. All right, so on this tool, as I kind of go through the instructions, you've got a little lock ring right here, and I know I'm recording in great lighting because I'm awesome that way. But basically, you're trying to get this around here to expand and basically grab inside of that race. So I'll go ahead and kind of get that set up, and then we'll move on to that next step. And of course my hands are all greasy, so nothing wants to work right. And right here, this is the part where I struggled on the other side, remembering that, you know, you're trying to grab the race with this and not the little shelf that this is made it up against. And I got it wrong a couple times, and I could kind of tell when I was tightening it that I was really getting nowhere. So I think this is kind of a feel thing, and I imagine if you're really experienced at this, it probably goes a lot smoother, but this is all kind of new to me. I don't know if that's it. I think what I'm kind of doing is, because there's a taper on that race, like I'm tightening it and then I'm loosening it and allowing it to drop until it just barely passes, and hoping that that is kind of where the race kind of ends before we kind of get to that shelf I was talking about. Anyway, so moving on. So you got this ring here, goes on like that, this top part, washer, and then a lock nut. And I struggled with this earlier because my brain's not working super good, still getting over this flu thing. But as you start tightening this, this top part here wants to move and loosen the tool. So just kind of hold that in place. And then you're going to continue to use this 12 millimeter wrench to hold it in place. It calls for a 24 millimeter wrench for this nut. I don't have one of those. So I'm gonna use this guy here. And you're just continuing to tighten this 24 millimeter nut. And it says that you should continue to tighten it until it starts to get loose again. And that's indicating that the race has separated from from the bike. Part of me is wondering if I got that tool in the right spot. Okay, I might have gotten that wrong, so we're going to back this off before I do any damage and double check to make sure it's in the right spot. And I had this problem with the other one too, where I had it on there wrong. Oh, there we go. Maybe. This is looking a little more promising. So maybe I did have it right. Suppose we'll know in a second if the tool is broken and the race is still in. I did it wrong. And if the tool's in one piece and the race came out, I did it right. All right, I think that worked. The race is right there, so disassemble the tool now. It should be noted that yesterday I spent a good hour with a screwdriver / chisel and a hammer trying to tap away at this to no avail. So it was tedious as this video may look. It was far more efficient than what I was doing. Okay, and there you go, and the tool's out, and there's the race. So, yeah. So Rocky Mountain ATV is probably about an hour. Hey, look, that's nice and tilted. Look at my videography skills. It's about an hour and a half, almost 2 hour drive away. I'm sure I could have mail ordered it, but I'm impatient, and as much frustration as that darn thing caused me yesterday, it was worth the round trip to go pick up that tool. So, yeah, awesome. All right, as far as disassembly of the bike goes, I think we're kind of at I think we're there. I think the next step is we're gonna take this frame out and get it powder coated. Again, my boy, he's picking the colors for Dad's bike. It's gonna be black and yellow, so we're thinking about doing a black powder coat on the frame, and as well as the swing arm and the subframe. The engine cases are getting vapor blasted right now. Found a local guy on Facebook that kind of does it as a hobby out of his garage, so gonna support a local enthusiast who's got some talent and some tools that I don't have. And so, yeah, hopefully we'll get those back next week. The forks and the shock are sent off. I sent those off to Moto Experts down in Spanish Fork, Utah. I met that guy, ironically, because I was shopping for a kid dirt bike, and he was selling an XR50, the one that I bought that my kids don't know about. And we got talking suspension, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna throw some more business that guy's way. Read some reviews online, seems like he's pretty reputable, so I'm excited to see what he does. I had mentioned in another video that I had set out to buy an 06 YZ250 and ended up with an 05 because I didn't do my due diligence and, like check the frame numbers and like read the title. I and just assumed the other guy was honest. And I don't want to say that he was dishonest. Maybe it was just overlooked. But what I found out today, talking to the gentleman down at Moto Experts, he was looking at the forks. And he says, well, these are the forks off of an 06. So somewhere along the way, that bike got an upgrade. And from what I understand, the 06 YZ's got the better triple S KYB suspension. So I suppose it's supposed to be better. I don't know. I mean, it's been 10, 15 years since I've had a Yamaha. So yeah. With that being said, I kind of want to talk about a few things that are kind of on my mind. When I bought this project, I was really, really torn. In fact, I'd been looking at some brand new bikes, even brand new YZs, but I was really, really heavily looking at the KTMs. And super pretty, but oh my goodness, the price tag on those bikes. And then I remembered back to why I gave up my last YZ, and it's because I blew it up. There was an epic water crossing that went terribly wrong. And got some water in the bottom end, and the bottom end gave out. At the time, I didn't have the money to work on it, and that's not fair. I'm gonna get to that. And so I kind of put it away and forgot about it for a couple years. And then as a newlywed, I didn't really have the desire or the drive to do anything about it, and so. One of my wife's girlfriends, her husband, he bought just the box of parts, the bike in a bunch of pieces from me, and he very, very quickly had that thing up and running in beautiful shape. And there was a part of me that always lived with some regret and going, why didn't I just learn how to fix the darn thing? And I think that fear kind of can get in there, like, I'm going to spend all this money on parts and tools, and I don't even know what I'm doing. We have YouTube these days, and the things that you can learn on YouTube are amazing. And the more I get into these projects, the more I realize that, okay, I need this specialty tool here, that specialty tool there. And that can be a little overwhelming, but it's far less overwhelming than paying somebody to work on your machines. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay good mechanics to work on your machines. I'm saying that if you can't afford to pay good mechanics to work on your machines, that shouldn't be an excuse to avoid the sport or to allow your nice machine to just rot away. If you're willing to learn something new, if you're mechanically inclined, and maybe even if you're not, if you got the desire to learn, there's so many people on YouTube. They're like, hey, I'm going to teach you. Free shout out to a couple folks. 2 Vintage, his YouTube channel. I think it's Kincaid Povich. I'll try and throw their links in the comment sections. I've never met these guys. I just watched their YouTube videos, and it became very, very inspiring for me to okay, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. And what ends up happening is every time I run into a roadblock, I buy a new tool. And then before I know it, I've got tools. The case splitter. When we did the Honda, I did not want to split the case on the Honda. But when we had the issue with the transmission and I had to split the case anyways, I'm like, okay, well, now I have to. And then I had a case splitter. When it came time to do this bike, I'm like, all right, I've already split the case on a bike once before, right? It just becomes, not only am I adding tools to the toolbox, but the skills that I'm adding to my mental toolbox. It's been great. And I don't know, be fair here, I've rebuilt the top end of that motor 3 times, trying to figure out how to make a 400EX not smoke like a 2-stroke. I am not perfect, and I struggle at this. But it's super, super fun when you conquer something. And the world, we can talk about how crazy and awful the world is, but the world is full of so much talent and awesomeness, and people who are willing to share the things that they've learned and to teach. And YouTube University is a real thing. It's free 95. It doesn't get any better than that. And there are people out there that are just this is their hobby, and showing people what to do. That's fun. And that's kind of what we're hoping to do with this dirt bike. One, I'm board manning the project, but I thought this would be a good time to bring a camera along and hey, watch Dum Dum smash his thumb with the hammer as he's learning how to do things the right way. Anyways, that's my ramblings for today. I think we're at the end of disassembly. I know some people are looking for some updates on this bike, so that's the updates. Right now we just got to get everything off to get some finished work, and start getting our shopping list put together for the rebuild. Thanks for joining us so far on the teardown. Yeah, we'll see you guys. See ya.